Good evening, everyone. This is John Burgos, and welcome to tonight's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And we're running a little late. It's been weird the last couple of weeks. I have to say, Mercury retrograde. A computer's cut down. Things aren't working like they're supposed to. Links are breaking. It's been so interesting, and it's gotten the better of me for some. I can't say the better of me. It's given me access to this energy of frustration um, and an anger that's surfacing for some particular reason, and it's not my typical flow. And there's other things that are flowing through my life that are adjusting, transitioning as well. Um, but it's notable how I can still be in this space and still have a sense of not losing myself, but also wanting to bring myself to center because these aren't the energies that I really want to swim in and navigate in. But I'm finding as I stay in these aggravated type of energies that they seem to be amplified somehow. And so other things are breaking down or not working. And it's just interesting times, interesting times. And I share that just to share that I'm not immune. None of us are immune to this. And again, we go through our waves and our stages. Um, and again, it's wonderful to have community like this to bring us back into a cohesive energy when we know that we're aligned, when we know that there's a resonance that we can meet at that higher octave that's going to help us breathe in, remember, and note that everything's just okay. And so during this time, what I keep hearing from my guides is patience. Just practice patience, compassion. Everything will flow in its time. Um, so here we are, and we're here today with one of my favorite speakers, and we have so much fun during these calls, and we do a lot of live Q&A. So Kourtney Levens is on tonight, and we're going to go through a ton of Q&A. So if you have a personal question that you want to ask, raise your hand, type your question into the chat box, and we'll get into that here in just a second. Now, if you're new to the show and not familiar with Kourtney, Kourtney's an amazing psychic medium, and she talks directly to your guardian angels, spirit guides, and loved ones in heaven. She uses her clairvoyance, her clairaudience, clairsentience, and abilities to receive messages and guidance, helping you to find the necessary direction in life. She studied under some amazing mediums and challenged by herself, but I won't even mention her names because I think Kourtney's the one that rocks it now, and the way that she shows up and just screams and shares the wisdom that is really showing up for you is second to none. Um, so it's gonna be a powerful call. We're getting into a little bit of topic around getting back what is for us, going into breaking the chains and claiming our financial independence and claiming our success. And Kourtney, it's with that I want to welcome you back to Beyond the Ordinary. So good to have you back.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for having me. And just to piggyback on what you're saying with the whole feelings and emotions, the last 2 to 3 weeks, it's been undeniable. I mean, I had to send out a message to my soul family group and say, look, we're all on the ledge and getting ready to jump, and have that patience, have that grace, and ground, do something wonderful for yourself, because it's like we're being tested to the limits. So I'm glad to be here. I love this group. I love your audience. I love when you and I get going. I mean, it is so much fun. And it's like, I don't even need topic points or whatever, because I just dive right in with you, and I love it, love it, love it.
I love it too. And again, your energy is just like, thank you. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. It's like, feed me some more of that, or let's play with that. Which is wonderful. And I want to get into the topic, and then we'll open up to whatever flows in for the audience as well. This topic of success, of calling what's ours, to claim and receive. Money's owed to us, even from unknown resources, to determine if we're on the right path. Why is that coming up so strongly for you right now?
2020, the way I see it, happened to us, right? I mean, just kind of fell right in our laps. The whole mask, the whole thingy deal, quarantine and stuff. And man, our hands were tied. But 2021, everybody's had enough of that. And we're like, oh no, I'm taking back my power. I am making 2021 happen for me. I'm taking control of my life. I'm doing what I need to do. And so many of my clients have said, but what about money? I'm here on the earthly plane. We have to have money. We have to have finances. And it's like, okay, you know what? We're taking back our power on this. We're not going to let 2021 happen to us. We know how to manifest. We can break these chains. We can get out of this cycle. We can get unstuck. And man, I did a reading with a woman from your show a few weeks ago. And when I tuned into her, she had the most amazing energy and it was incredible. But she had this huge energetic net around her, weighted to the ground. And it was, she could never move forward. And she said, I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do this. And I said, oh my goodness, honey, you are, talk about taking one for the team. You have all of these things binding you and chaining you and holding you back because in another lifetime you said, okay, I don't want that person to suffer. I'll suffer for them, or I'll take on that vow of lack and suffering and poverty. It's like, oh no, that is done. Get that the heck out of here. And I mean, immediately we called her angels in to get rid of this. And the dawn came up like thunder. It was amazing. It was incredible. She said, I can't believe this. I can feel it in my body. I seriously feel like I can expand. I can breathe. This is awesome. And she said that the next day she had talked to a friend of hers, and her friend said, what have you done? There is something totally different about you. You like have this motivation, drive, determination, like we did in our early 20s, where we knew we could take on the world and just accomplish everything, right? And she said, you've totally changed. What is your secret? And she emailed me and said, Kourtney, I got to tell you, this has been life changing. And I said, you know what? We need to do this for everybody. We need to get out there and let them have their power back and say, oh, no, 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 you're not going to hold me back. I'm ready to take the ball and run with it. And I'm going to make my life happen. I'm going to manifest everything I want. And you know what? I even have angels to help me do it. So ta-da, here we are.
Here we are. And part of what you alluded to earlier, part of the process that I felt for her also is that we're tearing up those old soul contracts that we've completed. We've completed them, we've paid them with interest. That's been paid without any question whatsoever, the agreement, and it's done. But there's still some tentacles hanging on to some of those old residual agreements that are, they just need to be let loose. We're done with that.
Yeah.
And we're ready to create in a different way. So Kourtney, let me ask you something, because you talk about the natural birthright, of prosperity. But so many of us have been taught, and even there's a subconscious net, but you're not allowed to ask for that much, or it's selfish, or you're taking something away from somebody, or it. But if the meek are going to inherit the earth, what does that mean if I'm prosperous? And all of these other programmings or imprints of judgments that were taught to us, God knows why, but they were there. We don't have to judge why they were there, but God knows why. How do we start turning the subconscious belief and the energetics along with that?
Wonderful point. And when I was looking up some stuff on this, because I do have clients who are very, very much devoted to their religion. And they said, you know, but it says this and this and this in the Bible. And I was able to pull up scriptures where it says, yeah, but you know, in the Bible, God also says, you follow me and you will prosper, and you will prosper abundantly. And so it's going back to knowing that it's in the good book, and it is our birthright. It is given to us. And there are a few guidelines that are even laid out for us in the Bible if you want to follow that. And I have those, and we can go over those. But it also goes back to remembering one thing. Who is the source of this money, of this financial freedom? God. God is the source of everything. God, source, creator, spirit, right? Money is energy. Money is a tool we use to exchange energy, and a tool we use for ourselves to bring happiness and joy, not only to ourselves and our family, but to others. And so it goes back to saying, hey, it's energy. There is an abundant wealth of it. And yeah, you know what? energy is everywhere, and there is enough money for everybody. And John, what you're talking about, those vows, is I'm finding that so many of us have been healers in other lifetimes. And we have that programming of, I'm a healer, I have to suffer, and okay, I'm ready to suffer. But we don't have to do that in this lifetime. Not only have we paid it back with interest, it's been fulfilled. It needs to be released in all directions of time, on all levels. Maybe we've even gotten something we inherited from great grandmother 10 generations back, or our grandparents who lived through the depression, and it's hard, money having, it's hard and you have to work hard for it. No, we don't want to have to work hard for it. We can work smart. We can put in our diligence and and know that it's there for us to prosper. And it's not that our thinking of wanting more. I mean, if you think of God being our Father, when our kids come to us and say, hey, my birthday's coming up, and we say, great, what do you want for your birthday? And they say, a pony. We don't just assume which one. We say, well, you want a real one or a pretend one? Do you want a white one or a brown one? Do you want it to make sound or not make sound, right? We want to know all the details because it's our kid. We want our kid to be happy, right? God and the angels don't want to see us suffer. They don't want to see us frustrated and upset and everything. They're going, no, tell us what you want. We'll make it happen, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to manifest that. And if those beliefs and those programmings get in the way, then holy moly, look out, because we are breaking those chains, getting rid of those beliefs, knocking out whatever's blocking us. And we can do it by saying, is this serving me? Is this helping me? Okay, angels, it's time for y'all to go to work. We've got to remove this. When I remove thoughts, feelings, emotions, programming, anything like that, and changing those core beliefs, I remove it. And then I want to replace it with something good, that good juju, right? Love, life, peace, perfection, harmony, faith, joy, confidence, courage, trust, right? So it's taking back our power and saying, no, I don't have to live in that old paradigm of, oh, I have to suffer. Oh, this is hard and I will grow more. No, that's done. That's over with. Fulfilled, release, and it is your time to have your divine birthright of that unlimited abundance and have it easily, quickly and easily, with grace and ease.
Yeah, what's also shifting in the energetics is the realization that abundance and that prosperity, it's the comparison that we've held for it because we saw someone else supposedly be abundance and prosperous. We have to really come to our own interpretation of it, our own embodiment of what that means for us. Because you can look at someone that can, it can be Oprah, she could, a billionaire out there. But sometimes even in those energies, one can be too many and many cannot be enough. What are they holding with it? Why is it? And then there's aspects also as we gain in, if you will, prosperous status in different ways. And then there's like a glass ceiling. And sometimes when you hit that glass ceiling, you may seem like you have enough, but the breaking point between one layer to the next is probably the same thread of energy that's being carried from someone who doesn't seem like they have as much as you do, or compares it in the way that if I only had that, then life would be okay. And so getting to the root of our why and being in integrity with that, I think is a huge component of the alchemy that's required for that success and that financial abundance that we seek.
Right. And by being able to say, I'm in my flow when I'm doing this and that feels good. And I'm going to listen to when God and the angels are talking to me, and when I'm hearing spirit say, this is part of your path. This is what you want to do. This is what you love. This is what you enjoy. This is your passion. Why are you still working in an assembly line, making minimum wage and barely able to support yourself, right? And that knowingness that comes whenever we get in alignment with it. And we say, I need that thread again. Let me get back in that flow. And it's interesting talking about Oprah. I did this workshop, if you will, and they were talking about what makes people feel financially stable. Well, it's all dependent on who you are and, like you said, what your definition is. They talked to a guy who, makes $80,000 a year in America, and he doesn't feel like it's quite enough to support his family, kind of struggling and stuff. What would you see? How much would it have to be to make you feel rich or that you've accomplished success? And he says, $150,000 a year. They said, okay, so they went to somebody who made $150,000 a year. What do you consider financial success? Oh, probably if I had $1 million in the bank. You know, go to the person with $1 million. Maybe if it was 10 million, go to the person with 10 million. If I had that private jet, that's how I know I'm wealthy. So yeah, it's all relative, right? And but I gotta say, if I were Oprah, I don't think I would say, I'm Oprah, I have $1 billion. I don't consider myself financially successful though. So I'm ready. God, you want to just throw that out at me? Angels, bring it, I'll take it. But it's just really about saying, what is it? We need to define it. And we need to say, you know what, hey, is this worth a sacrifice? That's the other thing. You've got to be in alignment with this. It can't be something that's immoral or goes against everything you stand for. That's not going to make you prosperous. You will not prosper if it is something that you are not in integrity with, you're not in alignment with. And if you do prosper, it can be very short-lived. And it's funny, I've got clients who say, I want to win the lottery. Why? Why do you want to win the lottery? Well, if I win the lottery, then I'll have enough money and then I can have a bigger place. Okay, why do you want a bigger place? Well, if I have a bigger place, then my mom can come live with me and she won't have to sit here and worry about her financial status or the electricity being cut off, in the middle of winter. It's like, okay, so it's not really that you want to win the lottery. You want to have your family closer to you. Well, yeah. Okay, so then is that really your definition of abundance and prosperity? Or is it financial? So yeah, defining that term and deciding what it is and saying, how does that show up for me? How can I manifest that? What is my intention? What's the intent? What's my call to action? How do I do it? And saying, okay, I'm not going to be a victim. Well, I got laid off. I'm on unemployment. They didn't pay me enough. But taking back that power and saying, no, I can do this. And I'm going to make it happen. And here's how.
Amazing. Amazing. So I want to get into Q&A, and I want to get into that here pretty quickly. And for all of y'all, for the Q&A, raise your hand. April's going to start unmuting you here in a second. Stay as a panelist. Don't unmute yourself until I call on you, but we're going to try to go through as many questions as we can. And the special offer of Kourtney is always a personal session. April, will you buy one for me? I want a session. I want a session with Kourtney. So April's going to hook me up and I'm going to get on the calendar here soon, but y'all dive into it as well. So again, we'll get there in a minute. And again, some of y'all will start coming up as participants. April, if you have any problems with putting people as participants, let me know. And we'll move forward with that. Before we go into that, how do we find out what's holding us back, Kourtney? What are you discovering that we can empower ourselves to get into the awareness of what that thread is that that seems to keep anchoring us in and not allowing us to move forward?
One of the fastest ways you can do your own self-assessment is by asking yourself, okay, how do I feel about money? Do I believe money is the root of all evil? Mm-hmm. Do I believe that the wealthy are bad? Or do I feel guilty when I earn money? Or am I a person who says, money just slips right through my fingers? Because whatever we believe about it can very definitely be that block that holding us back. Now, I've done readings with people where I go into it and I can see clairvoyantly this energy thread that goes back generations, and it's something that the person may not even be aware of. It can be that, money is bad, and the rich people who have money, they did something immoral and bad to get it. And if that's something that you've inherited, then it's something we need to remove and change. And with the help of your angels, we can go in there and remove that, break that chain, so to speak. That's one of the biggest ones, or knowing that people have made a vow a commitment in this lifetime or another lifetime to living a life of poverty, lack, or suffering. By going through and removing that, releasing it, claiming that it's fulfilled and releasing it, then we can start that cycle again. The other thing is, and this just, it hurts my heart because it's what I call secondary benefits. Somebody who goes into that cycle of, I can't keep a job, I got fired for no reason, or this thing happened to me, it was really, really bad, and they feel like they've fallen into that victim energy, right? Guys, that's not a good cycle to be in. It's not where you want to be. And that's why you need to stop today and say, am I a person who's a victim? Is that my story? That something bad's always happening to me? Or I always loan money and it never gets paid back? Or somebody's always stealing from me and bad things happen? Because believe me, I know what it's like to get in that little pity party, right? It's easy to do, isn't it? So that's where we have to go, okay, stop. Stop the world, stop the nonsense. Let me get really honest with myself. And when I think about myself and I think about me with money, without money, with an abundance of money, do I start getting irritated and angry at people who have money? Do I truly believe in my heart? Yes. Money is there for me. Because I got to tell you, I can see y'all, and energetically, I can see you sitting on stacks of money. It's like that. Isn't there a commercial where the guy's driving down the road or something and he's sitting on a stack of money and it is no lie. That is a lot of times what I see. People have all this money over here and I'm like, are you waiting like to turn in something of value? And as I start talking to him and everything, the angels are going, no, it's here. It's here for the taking. They're just completely oblivious to it. They're unaware, or they think it's dirty. They think it's bad. Because if they're still poor or stuck, then they can still get the handouts, right? Or still have so-and-so feel sorry for them. Or maybe they'll finally get mom and dad's attention. Or maybe that person that they really, really love will say, oh, I don't want you to be broke. Here, I'm going to give you all this money, right? Let's get really honest with ourselves. Let's find out, how do we feel about money? How do we feel about people who have money? Whether they want it, were born with it, worked their booties off, and earned it. People who money comes easily to.
Right.
People who work. What's your honest belief about it? And do you have any secondary benefits to you being without money?
Yeah, that's a great call out. And then I was going to say, you can certainly help us see that if we carry that and some of the programming that goes with it. And we'll dive into it on the call as we go through Q&A. Kourtney, I want you to practice on May because I'm curious, that glass ceiling, because, and really it's, and I want to be an open book here for everybody. And I'm asking because I go into different aspects of things. Sometimes there's like, I just don't want to check my bank account. I just don't want to deal with it. It's like, I'd rather focus my energy here. It's like, and I want to kind of like not be responsible for it. Sometimes it's a timing thing. It's like, wait, something's unfolding and I know that's happening and I have more than enough and I'm using what I have and more will be given. And I'm in that flow as well. And sometimes I'm just thinking, well, maybe it's a comparison thing, or I don't think it's not enough thing. But again, there's all these different things that pop up. It's like, why is that glass ceiling been consistently there? Another one is, well, if my guys aren't rubbing me the wrong way and instigating me to push, I'll get comfortable and that won't create the next thing, or won't step into the next path on the next road on my purpose. And so again, I can legitimize that in lots of different ways in my mind. But I'm curious what the guides or what the angels have to say about the reality as opposed to what I'm running in my mind.
You nailed it. You already know. You've gotten comfortable where you are. And by no means are they implying that you aren't working your butt off? Because believe me, I know the energy. I see the energy around you. And it's never, I'm just not going to get out of bed today. You know, I mean, there's constantly stuff going. They're saying that it looks like maybe last April or May, your energy was divided. Now, I don't know anybody on this planet whose energy wasn't divided at that time. That's when the COVID hit the United States and we got locked down, right? So it's about recognizing and knowing, and for John, you're so good about self-reflection and walking around yourself and and doing the gut check, doing the spirit check and saying, okay, when you know you're in your flow, that is when you can add more to it. Okay. With you, you are a person who's not afraid of work. You are not afraid of taking on more projects or anything like that. It's bitten you in the butt in the past. Is that accurate? That's kind of what they're showing me. Yeah. Even spread yourself too thin. But getting back in that flow and going, okay, I don't necessarily need to know the how. I need to know that I'm doing what I love and I'm putting in my due diligence. I'm putting in the work and it's aligned to, I'm in alignment with it, right? I'm doing it with all my heart and all my passion. And that's really, if there was going to be a block or something that's kind of slowing you down, coming around, love what they're doing, coming around this corner, right? It's the thing of, am I ready to put forth that much work, that much energy into it? I'm okay right now. I want to put more energy into this or that or the other. By the way, love your new photos. They're just killer, awesome, really, really cool. But by being able to go, okay, here's where I need to put my effort and my energy. And guys, also, just, I don't mean to sound condescending, but y'all, last year, I'm talking, we were putting hardcore energy into our spiritual work. I know a lot of y'all, so I know you were too. And it wasn't happening. The timelines were jacked up. But this year, we just have to ask for that motivation and desire, and it's going to be kicked into overtime. And John, it's not that you don't have that drive, you don't have that ambition, you don't have that desire. You're juggling a few things. And it's also going, okay, let's get things manifesting a little bit quicker. Mm-hmm. And by doing that, we've got our intention of creating that flow. Oh, okay, that's different. John, that's not one I've heard before. A lot of times I'll hear, the intention is earn more money. No, your intention, what your angels and guides are saying is creating that flow, getting back in that flow. Ooh, and it's gonna come from right down here. And when you feel almost like maybe a little butterfly, almost like a heartburn, if you will, coming in, go, okay, is this in alignment with me? And then the other thing is the sacrifice that it takes to have that. For you, it's going to be time and it's going to be sleep. You're okay with that. Mm-hmm. And they're telling me the big thing is you, and I adore you. You want to do everything yourself. And I understand that. Put it back on your angels, put it back on your guides. Mm. Because everything you're doing is in alignment. And when you get distracted and kind of jerked off on another project or something, say, okay, angels help me. I'm going to set up a schedule. I'm going to spend 2 hours a day on this. I'm going to spend X number of time on this, because you know what? I'm not just creating more income. We know that energy is there and it's coming. And with source being the source of all the money, right? All we have to do is go, okay, let me put my focus on that. Getting back in that flow when we are doing what we love and enjoying it. And oh my gosh, there's no stopping us. John, you had everything in the world telling you couldn't do a spiritual show. I mean, they are showing me all these different threads of energies that were coming and going, you can't do that. Somebody else is doing it. You're not in the right place. You don't have enough of this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And you went, nope, I'm doing it. Yeah. And you got out there and did it. And look at you. You've connected so many people. And that's the other part of this is not only is it in alignment, but you have integrity with this. Mm-hmm. You're not hurting people to get here. This is your soul's calling and you feel it on a soul level. And when you are doing that, you're creating that flow and it'll go faster and faster and faster. I could talk forever.
But I love it. I love it. And I'm glad that I shared, because all of y'all on the call, that what Kourtney shared, and again, very accurate. And I'm willing to talk very openly about all of it. But for me, the financial abundance isn't what brings me the joy. It's being in that state of flow. And from there, no matter what my bank account's doing, I've got more than enough. I've got more enough to, it's like, if I need to go do something, it comes in. If I need finances to finance a particular project, it flows in. If I need something to go see the doctor and I didn't think there was enough, it flows in. And so while the peaks and valleys of the bank account can happen at different times, especially being an entrepreneur, um, it doesn't become an issue when you're in that flow state. But it's not just about creating for business. It's a vitality, a youthfulness, of being alive, a sensuality and excitement about life and how we connect to other people. And so that is what inspires me. So going beyond the baseline of safety and security, I'm going, okay, no, I'm really motivated by something else, because God got me. I just feel that. And sometimes we get into, well, I got to create, and it's my responsibility, it's my duty, and I got to do it. But thank you for the reminder. Give it to the angels, give it to my guides, and let them serve it and present the people through synchronicity that are going to support along the way also. So thank you, Kourtney, and thank you all for listening and indulging. I knew that this was more than just for me. I was going to ask Kourtney this on our private session anyway, but private session with Kourtney, it's in the special offer. We'll go through it later. The link's in the chat box if you want to go ahead and sign up now. But Kourtney, so I won't keep manipulating the sessions. Let's start with live caller now, if you will. And Kate, let's start with you. Kate Snyder, hi.
Hi, John. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, Kourtney.
Hey, sweet girl. Let's see really quickly. Okay, so Katie is your name, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Tell me your age and geographic location, if you don't mind.
I'm 34 in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. And what question do you have, baby?
I've been working with this lack mentality and really surrendering to a state of trust. I'm in a state of service right now for my family, and the finances are still a thing, and the trust just hasn't fully landed. They're finding a lot of fear in that regard. And just like with John, like I know that state of flow, and I can access it, and I find beauty in that space, and I feel supported, yet that trust still isn't folded in. And I can get so caught in the head and future thinking and fear thinking that it just creates a spin.
And Katie, you're exactly right, baby. I mean, seriously, y'all, what she's saying, we're human, we worry. And we know when we worry or we have that fear, it's going to block everything. Right?
Yeah.
And man, that worry, we use our imagination to create exactly what we don't want. Right? Oh, what are we going to do about this? One of the simple things that I can teach y'all right now is, instead of going, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my mortgage? How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for that? Stop, take a deep breath. Okay. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if when my mortgage came due or this payment came due, not only could I pay what my minimum payment was, but I was able to pay more? Wouldn't it be nice? It changes the energy. It changes the position from which we're asking. When we ask for things from a position of fear, sure, it brings us more fear, right? When we ask things from a position of love, daydreaming, it's going to bring it. Katie, tell me this. You're talking about your trust and everything. When we ask for faith, we can ask for more faith and it will not be tested, okay? But I guarantee you, with my 3-year-old, if I ask for patience, I am tested to the nth degree, right? So, Katie, let me just tune in because I want to get some clarity on this for you. The money that you're looking to come in, no, I'm not even going to say it. Katie, ask the question you want me to ask the angels. And you can be pretty specific if you want, okay?
Okay. Golly, that's hard.
Okay. Your angels are showing me you're carrying the weight of the world on both shoulders. You are taking on not only your responsibility, but other people's as well. Are you aware of that? Okay. August. You've got something coming up in August. They're giving me an A. I want it to be April. I want it to be right now, even sooner, right? So we've got something that's coming through, something in the works. They're not showing me. I feel like there's a masculine energy involved in this with you as well. So maybe a partner. When they say masculine energy, it can be a male. It can also be a woman with a really strong energy, a strong personality. But I feel like you've got something in the works. The biggest thing they're saying for you is finding what it is that you want to put your effort and energy into to create that flow, to bring back that money. And one of the first things Archangel Gabriel is coming through on this for you is getting back to getting your logical, analytical mind out of the way. Our left brain will take over, but get it out of the way so your right brain can receive. You can do that with meditating. You can do it with daydreaming. You can do it with, one of the things they used to have me do was read a book at night. And as my eyes were following along, they would start telling me things. When you write things down, know it's an outward sign you're ready to receive more. So get you a journal, get you a spiral, and write down, what are my thoughts, feelings, activities for the day? And notice after 30 days how your desires, your wants and needs are always changing, but those desires will also change over the course of 30 days. And especially when you start putting your attention on the source of that money, God, Creator, Spirit. You know you're not going to be let down, but you can ask for more information. You can ask for more faith. You can ask for more clarity. You can also ask them to make you more aware of opportunities. So, Katie, let me ask you really quickly, if you could do something for fun and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this, what would that be? What would you be doing?
I would dance, teach dance.
You have got that all over you. As soon as you came in, I wrote down creative, artistic, loves to like free dance. I can barely read my handwriting, but like free dance. Okay. Put it to work. Create you some online videos. I got to tell you, I would love for someone to teach me dance without me having to go put on a leotard and go be in front of other people. I would love for you to say, hey, let me teach you this dance. It's going to burn calories, get you in shape, and make you feel great. Monetize it. It's probably not exactly from your angels. It has to be from your angels, a little bit of me, because that's something I want. But know that you can start putting that out there, and you can ask your angels, hey, show me the way, clear the path.
Thanks.
All right, Katie, come back and listen. Come back and listen. We'll send the replay out a little bit later, and I have to share this with everybody. And Katie, thank you for being the proxy for this as well. We have amazing free calls and so much wisdom that's given, and special offers where you can go deeper and really integrate in a vibrational level, but on an embodied level also by taking action. Kourtney just gave you a tool that can shift your energy for your life. Do that tool for 30 days. Don't stop at 10, don't stop at 2, don't take this information and go, okay, thank you very much. It felt good for 10 minutes and then I'm going back to my old patterns. We have to apply what's being given. If we're really committed, devoted to what it is that we're saying, that we're asking for. And not too long ago, I got taken into a very shamanic journey. And I got asked from the very big energy. I was told first, I'm devoted to you. Are you willing to devote yourself to me? And I had to sit with the doubts of that devotion that I had and see if I was really going to show up authentically, or if it was talk, if I was willing to really dive in the way that I was asking that intimacy for. And I had to say yes to it, but it took me a while to really get into vibrational accord and the truth before I could say, yes, I am devoted to you with everything that I have. I can say I'm just as devoted to you as you're devoted to me, because that's a different relationship. We can't project that onto someone else. That's saying that I'll give you as much as you can give me, or I can only give you so much because maybe what you're giving me is too much. And that's our relationship of source of the divine. It's like, well, I can't meet you there. How can I give back to you? I can't devote to that. But see, that's not what's being asked for. It's the fullness of who we are and our integrity and our innocence that's being asked for. So devote yourself to that work if you're sincere about what you're asking for. And I guarantee you that shifts will occur without a doubt. Without a doubt. Katie, thank you so much.
Thank you. I devote myself to the work. Thank you, Kourtney.
Beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome. John, that was beautiful the way you put that. I absolutely love that. And in my notes, it says, do it with all your heart. And you're given a gift, or you're given an idea, or you're doing it, and you know where that source of money is coming from. Do it with all your heart. Give it 100%. Give everything for that, and that devotion to spirit, to God, to divine. Yeah, beautifully said, John.
Like, be like that 4.5-year-old sitting on Santa's lap. I want this, 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 I want this.
Yeah.
And expect to receive it. Expect to receive it. Oh my God, Kirsten, that smile. I have to pick on you next. Kirsten Bell, if you'll unmute, please. I just liked you because you laughed at my joke.
Yeah, I just had to laugh about that because it's something that I don't do nearly enough, but it's a really, really nice message, that Santa one. Thank you. Yeah, I just, my question is really just, I'm really happy with the work that I'm doing, although I'm currently just recuperating from a broken toe, not work related, but so I'm having some nice rest and recuperation because it's physically quite demanding what I do. But my passion is to work with crystals as a healer and also make oil blends and crystal jewelry, that sort of thing. So I've got all my materials and space set up and ready to go, but it's more just, you know, generally about getting out there, being seen, preferring to stay hidden, not really wanting to share just because of judgment, you know, people not believing, all that sort of stuff, you know, and but just being within myself because I know what I do works, but more having the courage to sort of really put myself out in the big wide world, I guess, with what I want to start doing.
Kirsten, it's one of the things that came through for you, and I haven't even asked you your age or your question or anything, but one of the things they're saying is your full energy and being able to claim it, to acknowledge what it is you do and you're passionate about and everything, that it's not solid, if you know what I mean. You know, it's broken up. And one of the biggest obstacles I had whenever I got into this line of work was going, what do I call myself? You know, a psychic was so taboo, medium, oh my goodness, all the little Baptist ladies would go nuts over that. So by being able to label what it is you do and stand firm in that light and know that you are shining and that this is part of who you are, you don't have to hide it anymore. One of your biggest blocks right now, they're saying, is your self-worth. And so let me ask you, do you feel like you're worthy of receiving or earning, not just earning money, but earning lots of money, an abundance, an overflowing of money for your work?
Not at the moment, no.
It's hard to have that resonate with you. So you're not in trouble or anything like that, but thank you for your honesty. Yeah. There is, if you'd like, and now this is, so John, in part of the promotion that we're doing is gonna get anybody who does a session with me and gets the package, and there are 2 different ones, but anyone who gets a package, whether it's A or B, they're all invited to come to this class. And what I'm gonna do in the class is tune in and see where the blocks are, what's holding us back, and get the angels in there and go through and remove these blocks, break the chains, get it out. And Kirsten, that's one of the things that we'll be doing is taking away that doubt and bringing in that confidence, that courage, and going, I am worthy. I deserve this. You know, I deserve to be able to do what I love, enjoy it, to bless the world with this, because this is the passion, desire, and gift that the divine has given you. So yeah, stand up and say, I'm here, I'm doing this. This is what I was called to do. And yeah, I am ready to receive. And be sure that you are a cheerful giver and a cheerful receiver. How many of y'all do this? So my grandma, 101 years old, anytime she tries to, if I visit her, whatever, she always tries to give me money, right? And I'm like, oh no, grandma, you keep your money, Do y'all do that too? Right? Okay. So no, I totally kicked myself in the butt and went, oh, this is the only way she has to show her love and express it, right? So when people want to give you that money, whether it's your grandma, whether it's your client, your customer, it can be the only way they have to show that exchange of energy. Say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this money. I am worthy of this. Now, you don't have to tell them that part, I am worthy of this. They might kind of look at you a little weird, but you can say, thank you. Thank you so much for knowing I'm worthy of this. And I too feel I'm worthy. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Kristen, come back and listen. I actually have a pointer for you. It's so funny, Kourtney. I was at a coffee shop in Kauai, and a woman walked up to me. I was sitting with a friend, and a woman walks up to me. She goes, I'm guided to give this to you. And she pulls out 5 $20 bills and hands it to me. And I just looked at her, and everything in my body said, I can't say no to this. I have to say yes. Very graciously, thank you very much. It's like, yeah, I was just guided to give it to you, and here you are, and thank you for receiving it. And she walked off, and I received it gracefully. And it was a beautiful story to tell to my daughters and to a couple of other people that had happened. But it's so strongly guided to be in receivership. And I know that's something in me shifting also. There was no resistance. It was just an absolute yes.
And John, you weren't doing anything. You weren't standing there with your hand out. You weren't in that victim mentality, right? That
I was
was,
having a great time having coffee with a friend. I felt extremely abundant. Yeah.
yeah. And that was their way of spirit, God letting you know, I support you. And it's interesting because $100 is what I was guided to give somebody. And I had no idea what was going on in their life, but it was so strong. And it was the little note that was written was, God asked me to give you this to let you know you are loved and you are supported.
Ah, beautiful. It shows up in so many ways as confirmation. Kristen and everybody else on the line, I want to give you this one bit of application. So when I started opening up to energy and seeing things into tarot and meditating, it's my family made fun of me. My daughters used to, it's like, okay, okay. And in my mind, it's screw you and I love you. But that resistance, so the naysayers, the doubters and all that, screw you. I'm going to do it anyway. And I still love you, but you're not going to stop me. You started the call earlier, what I was holding on when I started the show. No, you can't do it. Tell us someone's going to survive. There was no money in it. The audience isn't there anymore. It's a bunch of takers, no givers. It's blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, I'm really supposed to do this. And I just held firmly in what I knew was my calling. There was it was unshakable. And the only thing that could have wobbled what's been created now if I had let other people's opinions come in and really sway me in a way that took me off a trajectory. And I had psychics that some of y'all may know who were extremely attuned. Nope, it's not for you. Nope, it's not your calling. No, it's not what you're supposed to be doing. But I found out after going through my maturation of that energy and being in the integrity of what I was listening to, they had to tell me that because it was a shamanic test for me, if you will. Was I willing to listen to myself rather than to all this noise over here? Was I really ready to receive what I was asking for? Because I was stepping away from the noise of the collective, the noise of corporate, the noise of the suburban lifestyle. And I was asking to be immersed in a spiritual energy. So was I going to listen to the noise or was I going to listen to what I was hearing so clearly? Listen to what you're hearing so clearly. And if you don't know, keep tuning in and see how your body feels, how your energy feels, and it'll evolve. I had to share that with all of y'all. It's so important.
And thank goodness you did, John.
Yeah,
Thank goodness you did.
Oh my God, it's been amazing. And so y'all go do your thing. go do your thing. It's so beautiful in the expression of who you are, and blessings to you, Kirsten.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm talking a lot tonight. I can't help it, y'all. I just have fun here with Kourtney. Kourtney, I wanted to take another live caller, but before we do, April, will you put the special offer link in the chat boxes again? I want to get into that so that y'all know where to find the link, how to schedule your session, and there's other great information. The call to Kourtney, I'm gonna let you describe it because I know what people have received before from the sessions and from the community support that you provide as well. So y'all click in the chat box where April has typed in. It's at the very top of the chat. I think she's going to type it in again. Or you can go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Kourtney24. It'll take you to that. And Kourtney, if you would, guide us through here.
So on the stuff, you get either one, you're going to get a reading. You can choose a 15-minute reading or a 30-minute reading. We've got a 10-day guide to detoxify your body. And okay, so sometimes when we're wanting to get messages and stuff, if we've just had chicken fried steak, baked potato, mashed potatoes, gravy, and even after Thanksgiving, we eat that much, we kind of go, ugh, right? So if you're eating something heavy, this is really helping you to be a clear channel. So that's what this detoxification guide is. It's a way to help you be that phone line ready to receive the information quickly and easily from your angels and guides. There's also an MP3 where we're going to be raising our vibration because sometimes we get stuck, right? And it's like, I'm just stuck in this lull or in this mood, right? And it's like, okay, we got to get ourselves out of that energy. So this is going to help us raise our vibration. We know when we raise our vibration, we become a magnet for attracting what we like, right? Have you ever thought about your birthday? So usually on your birthday or Christmas, let's say, when it's a good celebratory day, it's not that the whole world just starts being nice to you, right? It's you are in a different space. You are in a higher vibration. So people have no choice but to meet you on that energy, right? I mean, you just go, holy cow, why do I always have the best day when it's my birthday? Well, I promise you, it's not the rest of the world. It's you. So when we raise our vibration, we get into that flow, and we are ready to receive. Man, we can hear things easier. We get messages quicker.
Going to bed?
Yeah,
Come here.
all that kind of stuff.
Here. Oh my gosh, you're my favorite
That
challenge
is
by you. I love you.
Someone has
It's really, really good. See you in the morning.
Let's see if we can find who it is. April, can you help me find it?
And then another MP3. And if y'all have kids, you need to tell them good night. Night, night, sweet dreams. Meet your guardian. Hey, I could not wait to meet my guides. And so this guided meditation will take you through it. The class, this I'm really, really, really excited about because I can't really plan for this class until y'all get on board, because that's when I dive in and I go to each one of you specifically and ask the angels, okay, Archangel Uriel, is this where we're needing problem solving and call him in for that? Am I getting Archangel Haniel, the one who gives us that grace and that poise because we've got so many people doing job interviews, right? Am I calling in Archangel Raziel because that archangel really helps with manifesting? So this class, it's designed specifically for whoever the audience is, okay? So if you're not a part of the class, but you signed up for it, you'll still get the recording and your needs will still be met because you're still part of that group, right? But if you don't get the package and don't go to the class, I can't help you with that, okay? But the class is going to be super, super healing. We're going to break the chains. We're going to say, open the floodgates, bring it on. We're ready to go. And some of you might even feel like you get a better, clear understanding of what you're being called to do. I have a client, John, I got to tell you this, and she was down to her last like $12, and she's, in the Soul Family group, which is also part of this membership that you get. And in the Soul Family group, we have monthly calls and I do mini readings, right? She called and she said, I'm down to my last $12. I have no clue what I'm going to do. Please help. And it was so overwhelming that she had been given this natural gift, and that because she'd been called a starving artist her whole life, she didn't feel like it was a respectable career, didn't feel like she could make any money, earn any money with it, right? With starving artist, right? So the message for her was, no, this is your joy. This is your passion. This is that flow, that creative flow. And I want you to know, this week I had a session with her. She said, I got to tell you, I cannot believe I am getting paid to do this. I am getting paid to do like little mini healings with people, but at the same time, she has an offer where she'll paint for you the energy and everything that's come through. And I have no artistic ability, so I love anything like that. She said, I can't believe it, Kourtney. I listened to you, listened to the angels really about, I don't have to be a starving artist and do this. I can really earn a living. And she said, and I did it. Now, I understand, because when I told my dad what I was doing, he was like, you're what? You know, and we do. It's hard, but we got to just take that all, put it all to the side and say, I got to do this. This is my purpose. This is my passion. This is my life. This is going to get me in that flow. And that class is going to find the flow for you and help you attune to that vibration, get you in there, get you going, get you motivated. You're also going to have that soul family group. This is where, like this group with John, once a month we meet on Zoom. And I got to tell you, it is the funnest time. I mean, we sit here and we chit chat, and we do all our stuff. We solve all the world's problems. But I also tell you, here's what the angels are telling me for the next month, 2 months, or I've got a client who loves the stock market. And so I specifically asked the angels, tell me some information about the stock market so I can deliver that for her. But we get together and talk about what's going on in the world, what the message from the angels are. And then we do some live mini readings. And it is so much fun. And it's like-minded people. And it's a safe place. Somebody asked the other day, it's a Facebook page, and probably going to move off of Facebook because I don't want to be censored. But you'll know about it if you're part of the group. She came on and she said, I need to know, is this the right platform? Can I ask for prayers? And I said, oh my gosh, we are the best at prayers. Yes, absolutely, ask for prayer. So she didn't just have her circle of influence praying for her. She had all of us. And we are the woo-woo people, right? So we know how to call the big guns and get everything going and get stuff happening and flowing in the right direction. So that soul family group is just hugely important. You get 3 or 6 months of that, depending on which reading you do and on your readings. Okay, so your readings, it starts off with a prayer. I call in your angels and guides. I'm going to tell you what they're showing me, relay any messages, and then I totally turn it over to you. We can go down your list of questions, whatever you want to ask, and nothing is off limits. Okay? There's nothing you can't ask. And if I don't get an answer, I will tell you, I'm not getting clarity on this. Hold on, let me ask it a different way. Let me see if I can go through the energy a different way. If you want to know, hey, is this job going to work out for me? Do they think I'm a good candidate? Or maybe you're the employer and you're looking at candidates and you have a few names and you want us to tune in and see who's going to be a better match. We can do that too. Hey, you always want to know if you've got money coming that you don't know about. I got to tell you, I had this feeling I was getting some money and I was like, I know where all my money comes from, right? Holy cow. I even told my husband, I was like, babe, I feel like we've got some money coming in that we don't know about. And he's like, well, bring it on. Let's go, right? Open the mail. I had a profit sharing group, a check from profit sharing from a job I worked at like 10 years ago. It was crazy, but it was welcome. And I cheerfully received it. And I thanked everything for it and said, keep doing it. So the package is amazing. It's incredible. I was encouraged to increase my prices. And I said, no. This is something I want to do. I want to connect with y'all. And I want y'all to be your very, very best and take back your power and say, this year, I am making my life what I want it to be. I'm going to have the courage, the faith, the confidence, the trust, the motivation, the desire, the ambition to get out there and do my life's work, do what I'm being called to do. And you know what? Naysayers be darned, right? It'll be even better when you come back and say, ta-da, look at me, right? And I want to help y'all get there. And with your angels, we can do it. Okay.
Absolutely. This is amazing. It's such a great package. Again, 15 or 30-minute session, the detoxification guide, raising your vibration and opening up, meet your guardian, clearing and shielding, angel healing mini class, and the 3 or 6 month membership into the Soul Family Group. Package A is $97 with the reading. Package B is 30-minute session, and that is 100 and, let me see if I have this right, $147. 2 payment option on both, and it's Kourtney Levens. You'll take advantage of it and get into the energy and what's being shared. And if you can't do the sessions, again, for whatever reason, take what's being shared on this call, go into that journaling practice, do it for 30 days, devote to what it is that you're calling forward, and see how it meets you. But what an amazing opportunity to go deeper into this and to really refine that resonance and to learn how to call it home from an even more empowered and masterful place. So take advantage of it. I've purchased mine. I have to wait until I end the call before I can book on the calendar. So some of y'all are gonna beat me to booking, but you didn't beat me to purchase. I can tell you that right now. Y'all take advantage of it. Again, the link is in the chat box in the Zoom link, or you can go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Kourtney24. I have to finish my story. So everybody was making fun of me and like, what are you doing? This is strange. And I can't believe you're taking that risk and doing everything else. And I did everything. And look what's happened now. I'm in Denver this week, and my daughters are here, and my niece is here. My brother and sister-in-law was here. My ex-wife was here visiting also. My mom's here. And we were all sitting in one room. And my niece is pulling out tarot cards. My sister-in-law is interpreting them. They're all getting readings. No way in hell would they have listened to me doing that in a room 10 years ago or 12 years ago when they were like, what are you doing? This is weird. It's full circle. And look at that. And sometimes it just takes us to lead the way, give ourselves permission, and other people will find permission in that as well. Not that you have to lead or fight or take a stand, but just you saying, I'm going to say yes to me. Look what's happening already around the world. Kourtney, it wasn't 5-7 years ago that you couldn't even say the word meditation on regular TV.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy. Look where we are now. Look where we are. So it's shifting really quickly. I'll start blabbing. I'm just in the talkative mode. But I want to share that also. Kourtney, let's go to some more live questions, please. Let's go. Deborah with glasses on. In case there's a couple of Deborahs. Deborah, yes, unmute yourself, please.
Hello.
Oh, I love your accent.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I love you both. I have connected here a couple of years ago, and it's just amazing what I have learned and discovered. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Hey, Kourtney, I felt yesterday that I needed a reading, and here I am. And I just get the words specific, and I'm not sure if that's meant to be me or if you have something specific for me. I'm 52 and in Australia.
Okay. One of the things that's really neat about you, Deborah, is before he even called, okay, so I get a lot of energy whenever I write y'all's names down, right? Deborah, you've got such a great creative right brain side, and you don't have anything like stopping you, blocking you from doing what you love. And when I go into it and I'm asking your angels, okay, is there anything she needs to know right now at this very moment? They've got a couple of things coming through. They're saying that there was maybe a little bit of doubt or worry or concern about ending or fixing to end a relationship that's not serving you anymore. Does this make sense to you?
Sure does.
Okay. They're giving you the go ahead on this, and they're saying it's time. Whatever soul contracts you had with that, you've paid your dues, you've paid your debt to society, you've done everything you can to try to make it more harmonious, right? And they're saying, remember, you can only change yourself, and it's okay to let them go, because that person will be back on your path at a later time. But their biggest thing is they don't want it to get you upset. Okay, they don't want you to like worry about it or fret over it, or even make it be a fight or something like that. And they're not telling me who it is or what the dynamics are or the specifics, right? But they don't want this to cause you any more stress or any more worry or harm. And one of the things you can do is say, okay, angels, we know we need to end this with love and light. Thank you for serving the purpose that you serve, but I now release them. And if that's a conversation you have to have, call in your angels to speak through you. I like to call in Jesus because then you know everything is coming from a position of love, right? And he speaks very, very eloquently. Put your angels to work and say, let this be something that's very mutual and without any harsh feelings, because really this is kind of one of those shackles or chains, if you will. You've been trying to help this person raise them up. It's okay to let them go because you're taking back your power and saying, I'm a happy, happy, joy, joy person. I've got lots of energy. I've got lots of confidence and I'm ready to take on the world. And they're saying, do it. Get on your path and go. Don't worry about looking back behind you. That's really the big thing, is you've got amazing energy and it's time for you to just share it with the world.
Great. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
And it makes
I love
sense.
you. Yes.
Deborah, amazing. Blessings to you. Thank you so much for calling in. What radiance. Love it.
Kindly. Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it. All right, let's go to our next caller. Alyssa, let's go to you. Hi, Alyssa. Alyssa. Alyssa, we can't hear you. No, let's give you another second. If not, we'll move forward. But no, we can't hear you, Alyssa. Maybe you can, oh, beautiful. Oh, well, we're going to move on. If you want to type your question into the chat, maybe I can read it on there. But we'll go into the next caller then. So sorry. Okay, let's go. Lena, let's go to you.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome.
Hey, Kourtney. So I wanted to say the last time we talked, you were correct in saying you mentioned that I didn't have children. And what I'd like to know now is what can I do to where I'm actually feeling like I'm my authentic self? Because I feel like I'm not being me and that I'm not doing the things, and I know how to do them. You know, and John mentioned it before, feeling the different aspects of energy. You know, I felt all of the different vibrations and I was creating them here in my brain. And now it's like, it's a challenge to just feel, because I fell into the victims thing. And it even goes back where John was talking about receiving. Even when I was at my highest, at one of my highest selves, it's like I was creating miracles for other people, but I wasn't necessarily receiving.
Elena, let me ask you this. What's your question?
So my question is what can I do for a career or like soul's calling? Because when it comes to like using
right there. Let's let Kourtney answer that. Yeah.
Okay. Lena, you've fallen into almost a trap, okay? And it's not that you decided to do this. You've got a lot of energy integrated with the collective consciousness, and a lot of that is not good right now. You've got some, what I call bad juju around you and in your, if you want to call it, your residence, okay? So it's time to open the windows, open the drawers, the closets, the cabinets, everything. Get that air circulating, sage if you can, but also you need to call in, I like to call in Michael, call in your angels and ask them to remove anything, any energy that is not here for your highest and best good, and make it stay away. And then I like to call in Archangel Shamuel to put a dome over your entire residence, your place of work, your car, everything. Keep it protected to keep that bad energy out. And do yourself a favor for if you can do 3 to 5 days without turning on the news, okay, and without doing social media news, and that's hard because sometimes it just scrolls through, right? Ask your angels to intervene so that if you need to get on your social media and communicate with people, remember that your TV is a portal. Remember that your phone is a portal, and same thing with the computer. So you're allowing this energy in. You would really, really super, super hugely benefit from the meditation I've got on there where you're meeting your guides and everything, but it's also a clearing and shielding technique. You know this, you know how to do this. It's getting all that bad energy off of you and saying, no, bring me back to myself. And then it's doing your due diligence and getting back into your meditations, getting back into your, they're saying you do pranic healing. Is that accurate? Is that true?
A what healing?
Pranic healing. You
I've
do
never.
energy work or healing work?
I used to do it automatically through my body. I want to say at my highest self, I was truly, when I was at the zoo, I was truly becoming the white light. And I was at that point where I was just full steam forward. There was no stop button. And then it like just all fell out. And then
Start using that healing and that white light to work on yourself. And remember, you are the master of your ship, okay? You're not going to let something happen to you again. You are creating your destiny, and you've got all the tools you need, okay?
Lena, thank you so much for calling in. It's
Thank
great to see
you.
you. There's so much that we can get into, and you know, this forum isn't, we can't go deep into it, but that's why we have the special offer in the way that we do. So it's wonderful. All right, let's continue here. Jennifer Nieto, hello, welcome. Love your teddy bear.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, John and Kourtney. It's so nice to be picked. So I have a question for...
You picked us.
Oh, okay. I picked you. For 2020. Oh, I'm sorry, Kourtney. Do you need my name and age?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my name's Jennifer and I'm 44.
Oh, what a great age. Okay, where are you geographically?
San Diego, California.
Okay. And
And
what's
I would like to know from my angels in 2021 if this is the year for me to actually have a baby, or I'm also trying to birth an online counseling business. And we've had readings before, so we have. And so I'm really kind of excited to find out this is still a possibility.
Tell me your partner's first name.
Well, we call him Chuck. His birth name would be Charles, though.
How old is he?
He's 64.
Okay. I feel like y'all are both on board. There is some doubt that's holding you back. So we can even do it right now. Angels, for Jennifer, we want to ask that if it's for Jennifer's highest and best good, that y'all come in and remove the doubt or the fear. Oh, honey, you don't want to be alone. Okay. Ask them to remove any doubt, any fear, any worry, any concern you have to fulfilling motherhood, your dream of being a mother. Ask them to remove that highest and best good, highest and best way, all creations of time on all levels, and to replace it with the courage, confidence, faith, trust, the peace, the love, the joy. You are also someone who's a little kinesthetic in the way that you manifest. So it's going to be important that you write down how you are going to feel. And you can imagine stepping into the clothes of motherhood. Okay. How does that feel? Write it down. Do it for 30 days, every day. You and Chuck have a great communication in your relationship, but there is a doubt you have, and it looks like he is the one who's going to have to really, really help you remove that doubt. You know he's on board, but your angels are saying there are some other doubts and fears that are kind of creeping in. Does that make sense?
It does. It does make sense.
And y'all have a great relationship where you can talk about this and he can help set your mind at ease. Okay, baby. the other thing, April is the month that they're telling me April is a pivotal month for you. That could be pregnancy. And I want y'all to know, because I know it's out there in society about, oh, you can't have kids at, 44 again. Okay. I had kids late in life. I'd like to say it's because I'm smarter and wiser. Thank you. But the other thing, my cousin went through IVF. True story. Did the whole fertilization thing, all that kind of good stuff. Could not get pregnant for 2 years. Said, forget it. One day she wasn't feeling well. Was afraid she had too many margaritas. Went to the doctor and they said, guess what? You're 45 years old and you're about to have your first baby. Okay. Baby's healthy, happy, everything. For women, we know that it can be some mental stuff. So make sure you take the word infertility completely out of the vocab. And remember that this is also something that if religion is something that you tend to fall back on, remind God, the divine, you promised that my children would rise up and call me blessed. Okay. Hear it, see it, feel it. Thank them. Thank God. Thank Spirit for making you a mother, because you have so much love to give. Okay. It's time. It's time.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Kourtney. I know the last time you were on, you picked me actually, and I couldn't get my video to work, and you had said that you thought I was pregnant then, like you could really see it. And I just remember that brought me to tears. And so as the months have gone by, some doubt does come in of like, maybe I am too old.
I remember that. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I desperately wanted my video on, and for some reason I couldn't, it just wouldn't work on Zoom that day.
It was towards the end. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Beautiful.
I want to share another tool for everybody. And Jennifer, since you're here, and I'm going to do the short version of this instead of doing exploratory. You know that you're doing this for love. You know that love is leading. So I could ask you why you're doing this. What's your real motivation, and go deeper into it and have you do it yourself. You just know it. So whenever the doubts come up, just know it's like, okay, the doubt's there and it's alive, but love is leading. Let love remind yourself, touch into the truth. When y'all are creating, looking for that relationship, looking for the job, looking to give birth to a child, if your integrity is in love and that's where you're leading from, everything that sprouts above or that isn't of, or that creates doubt of that love, just bring yourself back and remind yourself, wait, hold on a second, love is leading here. That's my foundation. So, okay, doubt's in and all these other things. Of course, I'm normal. I was raised with certain belief structures. I took on other people's stuff. I'm human. My emotional stuff gets in the way, but love's leading. All right. You're going to breathe into that love, and doubt can have its way with me for a little bit if we're dancing. Love, love, love. And you're just going to love yourself. But that love is so powerful, not just for yourself, but you actually start spreading that everywhere you go. You're not spreading your doubt everywhere you go. The integrity of your love is what you're spreading everywhere you go. It just is. And you become a magnet for prosperity in ways that you couldn't have imagined ever before. You just do. So blessings to you and your love, Jennifer. And thank you. Amazing. I love you guys. All right, let's go. Annie Clark. Hello there.
Hi.
Hey.
Let's see. Sometimes I'm totally in a state of being connected to my higher self and trusting in the universe, providing everything, but I'm not there all the time. So how can I connect to being in that space all the time?
Okay. You're really, really good, Annie. They're telling me you're really, really good at being aware of that. So that's half the battle. Okay. And my family makes fun of me because they'll say, well, did you ask the angels? And I'll go, oh, I totally forgot. And they're like, how could you forget? Right. So put reminders up. I mean, no lie. I try to have fresh flowers in my office because I use the aroma as a reminder to think about things, see things through the eyes of the angels, right? Call in them. And it's like John is saying, when you let it lead you, when you let love lead you, you are seeking the source, you are seeking divine, and you say, okay, we know that I want you to lead my life, and I'm doing this all because this is what my heart says. And keep those reminders coming, whether it's post-it notes, flowers, whether it's a morning meditation or prayer where you say, okay, in case I forget throughout the day, angels, I want to ask that you are always there guiding me, keeping me in that high vibe. You know, the other thing with this is you do a really good job at, where are you located? You do a good job at getting outside most of the time, but where are you geographically?
West of Seattle.
Okay, because they're saying that that can get hampered and sometimes you can't get outside as much. That depletes you. Oh my gosh, Annie, it kind of drains you. And then shoot, it's almost like nobody's good for anything when we can't get outside, right? So get outside, get in nature, let that be your reminder of that connection, because you've really got a strong connection and it's wonderful. Use it. Tell your angels, hey, in case I start forgetting, remind me, but put it in your mind and make this be kind of your call to action, that anytime you see an animal, anytime you witness nature, and that could be looking out the window, that could be seeing your flowers, that could be walking in grass, let that be your reminder to say, angels, put me back up there. Let go of anything that's not serving me. Get me back in that higher vibration. And it's just, oh gosh, it's just that easy for you. I mean, you're so easy. They just grab you and go, okay. They're ready to work with you. They love you.
That's so great you saw that, because like wild birds come and take naps on my hands and stuff. So I do have that connection with them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's painful for you if you don't get to get outside.
True.
Amazing. Annie, thank you so much.
Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings. Hey, for any of y'all who purchased the offer, you're going to get the thank you page. It says thank you for purchasing. April, I know you're listening. And it's going to have a link to another speaker's package. It's Mercury retrograde, like on high octane lately. So we will send you the right link if you purchased. I'm looking for the right link, but actually guidance told me, you need to go look at this link. Something's not right. I knew it. That always happens to me. I always get a feeling when things are going to come up like this, and I listen, and sure enough, it happens. April kind of gets amused, and it's like, how do you do that all the time? But that's what happens when we start listening in that way. It's just the direction comes. It's not that things don't go wrong, but we pick up on things where they're just out of alignment somehow, so that we can quickly get back on. And it's all about the impact that we have with others as well. So yes, it is about us, but in a relational aspect, and how we get to share what we receive, how we receive it, and again, bringing it back into accord in the way that we're hoping to express that exchange of that foundation of love that we each carry with one another. Again, amazing what comes through. Kourtney, you mentioned earlier, and I want to end the call with this, for my reading and that bit that you gave me about giving it more to the guides. And you know, this is important. Give it more to the guides. Is it one request and just a thought, hey, take this over for me? Is it sitting in meditation for a while and really getting into the energy, and maybe a 30-day journaling? What are different ways that we can have that communication and feel that we've used our good speaking voice so that it can be communicated in a way that it can be received?
That's what I love about working with the angels, is they're not that particular. You can say it, you can think it, you can write it down. I love, 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 love writing down, because when we write it down, it's letting everything out there say, okay, we're ready to receive. So that's why it's almost like a conspiracy. They want me to write everything down, right? But writing it down is such an outward sign that you're ready to receive. And it also can be a reminder, like Annie, who was wanting reminders, write it down. Get your day planner where you go and daily you're writing this. And that's huge, 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 huge. The other thing is, if you're sitting down to meditate and it's not happening, stop, okay? It's counterproductive, it's counterintuitive. And then we get in that cycle of guilt and shame, right? Why am I doing it wrong? Why isn't it happening for me? Stay away from that. And when you catch yourself doing it, say, angels, remove this, cancel, clear, delete, remove this and replace it with that peace, joy, harmony, love. And the other thing is, know that when you are, one of my things it says on how to do this, when we're breaking those chains is, know that it's your calling and be ready to do the work. Have your due diligence, be aligned with it. And they're saying, and seek the divine in this. Do it with all your heart, okay? And ask your angels to lead you. What I have gotten in the habit of doing now, instead of almost asking the same thing over and over again, is I say, you know what? I can't see the outcome yet, but I know it's done, right? And that is that I know that I know that I know, right? And so by starting to thank your angels, hey, thank y'all for taking this away from me. Thank you for taking away that worry, that doubt, that fear, because the next time it tries to start creeping in, you'll have your angels intervening. And that way it's not coming in. So by saying, I'm ready to do this, I'm putting forth the effort and the energy, but that bad juju, the negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, angels intervene on that. And when it comes in, grab yourself. Y'all are so aware, and y'all are very astute and very intuitive in this. So when it comes in, go, not going there. Y'all take this away and replace it with that confidence, that faith, that trust. And thank you that it's already done. Thank you that it's coming to me quicker than I even imagined. Okay. And just, start thanking.
I love it. So was it Kate had the crystals? She can work over crystals. She can communicate that way. Katie, the dance. Katie, you can dance the requests. Dance your requests. If you paint, if you're an artist, if you're a poet, like use your gift for that communication.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful, John. I love that. Oh, I love that.
We get to have fun with it. We get to have our expression, and really by being in our expression, Kourtney, that's our expression of love. Mm-hmm. And we're asking from that place of love. It's like, I don't know why this is so silly. It reminds me of Little Drummer Boy, the cartoon, the Christmas. He didn't have anything to give baby Jesus. He gave him a song. He gave him a drum. And it was so beautiful, right? And such a beautiful lesson that we give what we have and we ask. And from there, we use what we have and more is given. We use what we have and more is given. Amazing call, Kourtney. I'm so excited for everybody who's been on the call today. Amazing energy today. Thank you so much. The special offer, y'all, with the 15 or the 30-minute session, with the membership included in there, those MP3s, those meditations, those transmissions in there as well for the price $97 and $147. I hope you take advantage of it and go deeper with Kourtney. Kourtney, always so much fun having you on the show. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all, and thank you all for coming on here. I know you've all got other things to do, but I really appreciate y'all coming in and sitting down and getting to chit chat and get together and do some things. And I want you to know it is really an honor for me to get to do this, because it lets me know that y'all still believe in me and that I still have that connection with the angels and with spirit. And so I thank you for putting that trust and faith in me. I enjoy this. I love this. Thank y'all for making this possible for me to continue doing as my career. And y'all are so blessed, and y'all are so gifted and talented and just absolutely amazing beings. And I would love to have a session with each of you, because I want y'all to know what your gifts are and how you can use them, and how you can use them not only to help yourself, but to help the rest of the world, because that in itself is going to keep you going higher and higher and higher. And then we'll just sit back, enjoy the show, and say, come on, money, let it flow.
Yes, and more yes. Oh my God, what a blessing. Y'all, if you're not feeling abundant right now in this energy, come back and listen. We'll send the replay link out a little bit later and dive in. I love y'all. Namaste. I look forward to seeing you on the next call. Bye-bye.